Yo, what's up guys, it's Lee from another video channel. Hope you guys enjoy. Today, I am going to be going over some Call of Duty mobile tips and tricks for you guys to help you become a better player. The game is pretty new, and I know there's a lot of people, and the game is about to release like globally, worldwide, and so there's gonna be a lot of new players, and people are gonna be wanting to know how to get better and tips and tricks and stuff like that. So I've kind of put together a list of some tips and tricks for you guys to become a better Call of Duty mobile player. So obviously, let's go ahead and get right into it. If you guys do play Fortnite though, feel free to use my supporter creator code. It's Leaf. Great, appreciate everyone who has been using that. Anyway, so first tip we're going to be going over is claw. Now, I would highly recommend using at least 4 fingers when you play. 3 fingers at the minimum. And you can go into your settings and customize your HUD, make all the buttons really comfortable, that kind of thing. And it really gives you a huge advantage over people who are just playing with their thumbs. Just the amount of stuff you can do with claw is incredible, and a lot of these tips are going to be hard to do if you don't play claw. They're going to be a little hard to do. Anyway, second tip is going to be crouch spam. Now, that is, so when you're going into a fight, so you're in like a 1v2 situation, it could be a 1v1 situation. I have won multiple, maybe 1v2, 1v3 fights just by using this tip. And what you do is basically, when you're playing claw, this is very easy because I can aim with my thumb, and then I take my right index finger and I can just spam my crouch button, and so my guy is constantly crouching up and down. And when you crouch, your hitbox basically becomes 2 times smaller. And so it makes it a lot harder for people to hit you, and when you're going up and down, it's just kind of more confusing on your enemy, and they tend to miss more of their shots. I know when people do it to me, I miss a lot more of my shots. So by doing that, you can kind of reduce the amount of damage that you take a lot. And yeah, next tip we have is going to be tap firing. So when someone is like really far away and they're at range, it's usually not the best idea to hold down your fire button and just hope the bullets hit, because the recoil that you're seeing when you're looking down your sights, it's like flying all over the place. Most of those shots are not going to connect with your enemy. But when I'm playing, if I tap fire on someone who's ranged and is really far away from me, and I set my crosshair right on them and I tap fire, maybe like just 3 bullets a second, it's still pretty good fire rate, but the recoil is so much less, and I can get kills at range way easier like that. Alright, next tip is going to be use your perks. I know a lot of people don't look at their settings and all that kind of stuff and what they've unlocked, but perks are so huge if you really look at them. I'm not going to go over this a whole lot, but I just want to put this in here. Perks are incredibly helpful if you go ahead and activate them and know how to use them. Next tip is going to be focus your damage. So when you are playing against multiple people, and say you're maybe like a 1v2, 1v3, 1v4, something like that, I mean, a lot of the time you're probably gonna die in that situation. But what you want to do is usually is what I try to do anyway, is focus all of your damage onto one particular player and get him very weak, because whenever I find myself trying to spread the damage out and you're kind of like equally hit all of my opponents in that area, I tend to just die without getting any kills. So at least when you focus your damage, you're gonna get, usually get at least 1 kill. And usually when I'll also like live through the situation a lot when I do that. So this is a little tip there. Next tip is going to be find a comfortable HUD. A comfortable HUD is so crucial really for any mobile game if you're going to be playing claw. I can't really emphasize this enough, is how crucial it is to have a comfortable HUD if you play claw. And that's really all there is for this. But go into your settings and make sure you practice with it. Make sure you're really comfortable with your HUD. Next tip is going to be optimize your settings for frame rate. So make sure if you're getting really bad at FPS, go into your settings and lower your graphics a little bit. Make sure you have your FPS thing set as high as it can go. And just kind of mess around with your settings depending on what kind of device you have. I have a 2017 iPad Pro, so I pretty much get 60 FPS on max settings, which is nice. But if I start lagging in the future, then I definitely will be lowering that. But if you are getting lag, make sure just lower your graphics a little bit until you can get a consistent frame rate that's good for you, because the better your frame rate, the better you're going to be. This is how it works. Next tip is going to be find a comfortable sensitivity. I was playing on a really low sensitivity when I first started playing Call of Duty and my thumb was constantly hitting like the edge of my screen, or I couldn't reach anymore on my screen and I would die because I couldn't look around. So huge tip is going to be find a sensitivity you're comfortable with and get used to it, and get good with it, because I raised my sensitivity just a little bit, and I got so much better when I did that, because I could hit so many more of my shots because I wasn't constantly just hitting the side of my iPad. Next tip is going to be slide running. Now, I mean, you only want to do this in some situations, but if you're running, you're sprinting, and you tap your crouch button, it will make you slide unless you've changed the way you do that in your settings. And sometimes this can be really good if you're going around a corner or something like that, to just slide and then shoot the guy while you're sliding along the ground. Some situations it can work out really well, and some situations it's not a good idea to do. Next tip is going to be hip fire. So instead of aiming down sights with your gun, try just hip firing, where you're just kind of shooting from like your chest level, your hip level, the default position of the gun. Because when you're aimed in, it's a lot harder, and your sensitivity there is generally lower. It's just a lot harder to track the player in close range, I guess. Because when someone's at long range, most of the time you're going to want to aim down your sights. But if they are close to you, you're going to want to hip fire almost all the time. So yeah, that's a little tip right there. Alright, next tip is really not that big of a deal, but I figured I'd just throw it in there. You can check and make sure UAV isn't active before you use your UAV, because I think you're kind of just wasting it if you do. So yeah, just a little tip there. You can check if there's the active UAV, before activating yours. Alright guys, so that is all the tips. I'm going to throw in a little bonus tip for Battle Royale. These are all mostly focused on the multiplayer aspect. I mean, you can use a lot of these still for Battle Royale. These are all still good for Battle Royale combat. It's just I kind of came up with these tips with with multiplayer in mind. But I'm just throwing like a quick little tip that is pretty much only effective Battle Royale. If you really want to get wins, it's a very boring playstyle, but you can pretty much always get to end game every single game using this strategy. If you just get in a helicopter and just camp at the top of the sky, you can pretty much get to like the last team almost every single game. So if you're trying to just grind wins, just get your stats incredibly high or something like that, you can do that. And I feel like they might nerf that in the future, make it harder to do, or add some kind of gas tank or something. But it's really boring. But if you want to get easy wins, you can camp in the top of the sky to the end of the game if you haven't got your first win yet or something like that. Easy way to get to end game every single match. So yeah. Anyway though, if you guys have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like on the video. Let me know any tips you guys have in the comments below, and if you found this helpful. Subscribe, because I want to be posting a lot more Call of Duty mobile content in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Peace out.